story is going to be about these two doors. When they built Notre Dame, they built it from the back forward, and when they finished the facade, they decided they wanted to put the doors in. Now, this church was designed to be the most holy place in all of northern Christendom, which is all of Europe, basically. And what they did was they put out a competition to be able to get a designer, an iron worker, to make the designs of the doors on this incredible cathedral. So what they did is, in the competition, a guy named Bisquat won the competition. Now, when he won the competition, he did something really funny, and he died right after winning the contract. And his apprentice, a guy named Dany, and many Danys in Paris, Denis the Menace kind of guy, inherited the contract. And he was the worst designer in all of Europe. This guy could not create anything. So what he did was he prayed and prayed and prayed. He went to all of the pantheon of the Catholic Church. He prayed to the saints, he prayed to the angels, he prayed to the Pope, he prayed to everybody until there was one guy left on the list, and that was the devil. He prayed to the devil, Lucifer himself, and that night of his prayers, he received a vision of these doors. So he went fast to work and had his Bisquat's other apprentices help him make the doors, and they came to install the doors, finally. And when they put the doors in, they clicked them in nice and firm, but Denis wasn't there. They couldn't find out where he was. So they went back to his workshop, and they found that he hung himself. And he wrote a letter, and he said, on the cover of the letter, it said, if the doors don't open this letter. So they tried to open the doors, and the doors wouldn't open. They tried horses, they tried oils, holy waters, all sorts of things, and only holy water worked. The spiritual WD-40. They it was like a rat race. They were trying everything down the list. And in Denis's letter, it said, use holy water on the locks, dip the key in it, put it in the lock, and finally the doors open. Now, imagine the night that this was happening. Now, according to legend, it was a completely horrible, hailing night in the middle of the winter. It was like, now when you're in Paris, and hail is like golf balls. This stuff hits you on the head. No umbrella will save you. And it was hailing that night, and people say that at night, if it's hailing in the middle of November, you can actually watch him sitting there weeping in front of the doors over the fact that he brought the devil to the greatest cathedral in all of Christendom. Yeah, they're fine now. I don't know. Now, what I will tell you is that during the French Revolution, they not only killed aristocrats, but they killed a lot of the priests. They chopped the heads off all the statues, except for the one, this guy. See, he's holding his head? Okay. Yeah, that's Saint Denis, one of the true patron saints of Paris. The other one is Saint Genevieve. Okay. Now, when the French Revolution occurred, the Reign of Terror, a lot of the priests were killed, and then the next wave of the Reign of Terror came around, and they killed the first generation of revolutionaries. So no one could figure out where the heads were buried of all the statues. When they were repairing the Tower of Saint-Jacques about 15 years ago, which we'll go by on the tour, they dug up the area around the church, and they found all the heads from Notre Dame. But here's a great story. You want another story about Notre Dame? Okay, so during the French Revolution, they demolished the church. If you see a famous painting of Napoleon crowning himself emperor, where he did this here in front of the Pope, took the crown out of the emperor's hands. What happened was, you could see light coming down. That was because there was no roof on the building. Notre Dame was almost demolished. It was that bad of repair. Until an author named Victor Hugo walked into Notre Dame, and on this side of Notre Dame, in the front, he saw a little hunchback working on the facade. He was a sculptor. And actually, his name was Sven. He was from Cologne, Germany, and these sculptors would go around from different cathedrals and work on to help the projects. It was a trade, it was a community. And this guy inspired Victor Hugo to write The Hunchback of Notre Dame. If you want to see the story, you can find it in the Tate Gallery archives, The Real Hunchback of Notre Dame. It's also in my book, Dark Nights. So, all right, let's go to our next story.